Unmarket Your Business, the podcast, born out of the need to share strategies and techniques that really work to market your business. Think yellow page ads and cold calls are your only choices? That's so last century. You're about to learn tested, tried and true marketing techniques you can apply and master, ones that feel authentic instead of salesy, strategies that are true to who you are and how you want to present yourself to your ideal clients. Let's join our host, Carol Joyce Dunlop, in the studio now and allow business success to move forward. Since September is Collaboration Month, I want to share with you how to find the right collaboration partners. It's very important to be yoked, as the Bible says, with the right person who has your best interests at heart and you feel the same towards them. Take it from me. I've worked with the gamut, from someone who started out on fire but quickly fizzled out to an overbearing yet underwhelming partnership I couldn't wait to close the door on. But I've also been blessed to meet and work with some of the greatest people on earth. I'll show you how to pick the best and leave the rest. Coming up next. You're listening to the Unmarket Your Business podcast. Hey everyone, how are you doing? This is Carol J. Dunlop, your online wow strategist and Amazon #1 international best-selling author. I hope that things are going well for you, that your week is going awesomely, because mine has been, and will continue to be. I'm so excited to be in front of you and to know that you took time out of your busy day to spend a little time with me. This subject hits right at my heart because I have collaborated with some of the most awesome people on earth. I've collaborated with others who were just and I've collaborated with some who were, whatever. But some I will go back to in a heartbeat. Some I'm glad it was over with and I don't want to partner with them again. And some people I'm just searching for the most awesome people in the world to collaborate with, because collaborations built my business, and I'm continually searching for people that, we can grow something awesome together. And it's been fantastic. My #1 and best collaboration has been with my husband of 25 years. We started out, on the same page with a lot of things. And then we went into business together. So we've been in business and marriage 25 years. And I still actually like him. I still do talk to him most of the time. But it's wonderful, I have to say. And I thank God for sending him to me, because I did pray for him. And I must keep that in mind, because sometimes when you get what you pray for, you get what you pray for. And you wonder, but God, I feel that God always knows best. And sometimes we are hesitant or just like, I don't know. But if you trust God with what you've prayed for, and you know that he's going to deliver what you need, then you kind of like, okay, this is just a bump in the road, or, these things are good, or whatever. And you have good times. Now, that goes for everything. That goes for marriage, relationships, friendships, partnerships, collaborations, everything. Because nothing is smooth sailing ever, all the time. It just really isn't. I mean, you can't stay on that high for 24/7. You ride the waves. You have the best time of your life during the best times of your life. And the things, when they go wrong or not like you want, you sit back and you look at, why is there a reason that this happened? Or maybe I could have avoided it, or maybe I knew that this type of thing was coming. And I have to say that most of the time, the things that happen in our life that are not so great, we kind of know that they're coming, or we've had an inkling, or, say, for instance, in partnerships and collaborations, they will give you signs of this might not be the best thing to do, and then you go forward with it anyway, and then you wonder, why did I do that? And you had this inkling before. Come on, you had this intuition. You knew something was not quite right. There were red flags, green flags, orange flags, all kind of stuff just flying up, and you just like, eh. So today I want to help you not have to go through that, and kind of look at what you're going to get into first, so you can like look it over in your mind and kind of quickly determine, yes to move forward, or no, let me back up on this, or maybe sometimes it's just not the right time for you to collaborate with someone. They might not be in the right place. You might not be in the right place. And then sometimes years later you come together and it's like, wow, it's time for us to work together. I know I've worked with several clients that way. Like this one in particular, I met like 3 years ago, and immediately we were going to work together, and it just never worked out. Never, never, never worked out. She wasn't in the right place, I wasn't in the right place, or we'd come together or something. But now we've been working together on this one project, and it's going so well, and we both keep saying, it just wasn't the right time, but now it is. So here are 5 ways that you can find the right collaboration partners, because I want you to be successful with your collaborations. All right? So number 1, you have to figure out, what is the actual project? Are you trying to get people to contribute to a roundup blog post? Maybe you're putting on a summit and you have several people that you're going to have to wrangle together and you'll have to figure out things. Or maybe it's an event. Whatever it is. Or it could just be, you working with a client, because those are partnerships, really and truly, when you work with clients. You have to figure out what it is. And you have to be certain in your brain, in your mind, that this is what this thing is, and this is what I want from this thing, and this is the outcome that's going to happen from me and this other person or people doing this. Because those parameters have to be set and clear, and they have to be clear to everyone. It can't be that you just go up to, hey, I was thinking about we could work together. Okay, what do you want to do? I don't know, just or if you do feel like that and you meet someone and you say, hey, we should work together, and they say, what can we do? And you say, I don't know, let's talk about some things, because I've gotten into partnerships, collaborations with people just like that. I've said to a couple of people, and it turned out really, really good. I don't know what we need to do. We do need to work together. Let's figure out what we can do, and we came up with something awesome. Other people, I know one particular person. It was so funny. We had set up a time to talk. We did, and we said we should work together on something, and it never panned out. It never worked out, because when we actually got on the phone talking, it was like, this is not a good idea. For whatever reason, it wasn't a good idea for us to work together on that particular project, but we did wind up working together on something else. So it's just imperative that you know what the actual project is, what you're trying to do. And you work through it. You talk to the person either live and in person, maybe on Zoom or Skype or on the phone, and just kind of work out things and see what it is that you can do. Because it may turn out that you both have the exact same skill sets, and there's kind of nowhere for you to go. Because if you do something, then you'll be stepping on their toes, they're stepping on your toes, and then it ends up with I wish I hadn't have done that thing. And you don't want that to happen. You want to get involved in these collaborations and these partnerships so that they're successful from the beginning to the end, and you come out with friendships that are lasting. And it's so funny, the person that we were trying to get a project together, we wound up doing, I think they actually came in on a roundup blog post that I did, which was great, and we were actually going to get together and do something else, and that did not work out at all. And she wound up referring me to someone else to do someone else's summit. I thought that was kind of cool. So we both kind of look out for each other. We know what our boundaries are and what we want to do, and that is like a key thing. What is it that you want them to do, or what is it that you're wanting to do? How are they going to fit into this thing? The second thing is you need to know what will be required by each person. So you have to know their skill sets, what they're willing to do, what they want to do, and that means that it goes back to the first thing, what is the project? So, for instance, if it's just a roundup post where you're trying to get a bunch of individuals like entrepreneurs, or you have maybe fitness bloggers or fitness fanatics, or maybe IT professionals, and you're trying to get them all together into this post that you can create around this one subject, you have to know what the other people are going to bring to the table. You have to know, not bring to the table, get to that in a second, but what's going to be required of each one. Say, for instance, since we're on this roundup post thing, what's going to be required of someone to participate in this roundup? Well, they got to answer this question, and they answer it by sending you an email. And then once you publish the post, you want them to promote it to their audience. So that's basically what you're telling them. I'm asking you to participate in this roundup post because you match this. You can answer this question. I want you to answer this question, send it back to me in an email, and then once I make the post live, I want you to share it with your people. Pretty simple, right? But you have to approach them with that, that outline of what you want, that requirement. It's pretty simple. Let's say you're trying to get an event together. And I did this with a couple of different people, and some of the events went really well, and some of them did not go as well. So you have to know what the person is bringing. If you're sitting down and you're trying to figure out, okay, we're going to do this event, it's going to be on this date, it's going to be around this subject, and this is what is going to be involved in it, you need to know what you're bringing to the table and what they're bringing to the table. Like, do you both have to put in money? Or are they putting in the money and you're bringing the talent and the skill? Are there tools that are involved? Say, for instance, how you're going to manage the thing, how you're going to keep it on track. Are you going to use Asana, Trello, or one of those things? Or are you going to meet every week and either virtually or in person, and you're going to take notes, and then you're going to share the notes somewhere? All that needs to be thought out and said out loud, and each of you agree to it. Again, it needs to be thought out, said out loud, and each of you need to agree to it. So if you can't agree to that, whatever this thing is that you're trying to put together and collaborate on, then you have a problem because it's not going to go off well. Now, the Roundup blog post, that consists of getting in touch with X amount of people to see who's going to be involved, telling them what they need to do, and then you're responsible for putting all the things together, and they're not really doing anything. So it's going to fall on you. But if you're talking about like an event, whether it's an in-person event or a virtual event, there are some things that are going to be involved in that each person is going to have to do. Are they willing to do it? Do they want to do it? Do they even know how to do it? So you got to look at that. Whose platform is going to be on, and that is kind of one of those things that, how are we going to do this? Who's going to host the landing page, or who's going to host the whose Eventbrite are we going to use? Are we going to create something new, or if you're getting into something where there's going to be a lot of money involved, who's putting the money in? Are we both putting the money in? Where's the money going to sit? All these questions have to be answered, and they have to be brought up because you can't leave any stone unturned. Not overturned. you got to turn over all the stones. There's nothing hidden. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, third thing. What skill sets are needed from you and or your partners? So if you're going to do something like online, like an event online, and you got to have an email sequence, a landing page, some kind of way of payment, sales copy, and the copy for the emails, so that's 5 things. Who's going to do those? Are you both going to do those? Are you going to split those up? Are you going to hire a team? Are you going to use one person's team or the other person's team? Are you going to split those up? All those things have to be thought about beforehand. Or what about who's actually writing the stuff? Are you writing it? Are you the graphic designer? Are you hiring a graphic designer? Are you going to Fiverr? Who's in charge of going to Fiverr? Who's finding the Fiverr person? Are you both thinking about, like you go get some names, I'll get some names, we'll come back together and look at it, then we'll decide together? I know it sounds like a lot, but I'm telling you, if you take care of all these things in the very beginning, then you don't have to worry about them coming up and shooting you in the foot or hitting you in the face or not being taken care of in the end, because these are very, very important to get all of this worked out. And you also have to talk to the person, interview them, and see what their mindset is, their skill set is, why do they even want to be involved? If you're talking about something that's free that leads to paid, have they even done this kind of thing before? Or are you the one that's teaching them and they want to hook up with you because you got all the information and they can glean stuff off of you and then go do their own stuff? Or are both of you kind of in, different spaces, but you want to do this thing together, and it'll be mutually beneficial to all of you? Say, for instance, you're doing a summit. So you're doing the summit, you're creating the summit, you're running the summit. So you are inviting the guest speakers. You are coming up with the topics. You are telling them, I want you to speak on this for this amount of time. You can do a presentation, or we can do a talking head interview, that type of thing. And then you are responsible for everything. So these people aren't really contributing. The only thing they're doing is scheduling the time for you to interview them. You interview them. You've got the video or the audio if you're doing a telesummit type thing. And then your machine or your team or whatever are the ones who are getting it all together. I like those type of summits that I just, come in and record something and then they handle all the stuff. But I love doing my own summits where I'm the one who's getting everything together and meeting all these people and interviewing them, and because you're connecting with them. The whole thing is about connecting and growing your audience and your influence and your authority. That's what collaborations help you to do, because you're being introduced to someone that you probably didn't know or wouldn't know beforehand, and you're getting to know them on a more intimate basis because you're sharing the stuff. So I have two summits. One starts Monday. One started Monday. And then one starts this coming Monday. So the one that's going on right now this week, this is a lady who actually is in Canada. And I met her through I was referred to her summit. And it's so cool that, she is focusing on the local business owner and teaching them how to become a client magnet. If you're on my list, now you got the information. If you're not on my list, it's time for you to get on there right now. Just go to csicorporation.com/7-strategies, and you'll get 7 client getting strategies, plus you get on a list, plus you'll get the notification about when my interview is. So I'm very excited about that, because I'm talking about telling your story and how you can promote your business and your brand by telling your story. Now, the summit that's coming up next week, and neither one of these are my summits, I'm a guest on them. She is talking about the one that's coming up next week. She is talking about her summit is I can't think of the word, preemptor for her academy that she's opening up, a walk in her shoes. A walk in her shoes, sorry. So the academy she's created is to help domestic violence survivors to get the skill sets they need to go out, start their own business, and start making money. Because 1 in 3 women will experience some type of domestic violence event with their intimate partner in their lifetime. 1 in 3. Isn't that crazy? So, and I'm a domestic violence survivor. So I don't know if y'all knew that or not. Yes. Several years ago. I really don't even talk about it, but I am surviving and thriving, and I was in that for 7 years, and now, I just knew I had to get out. If I didn't get out, I wouldn't even be talking to you right now. I'd be 6 feet under somewhere. So thank God that I was delivered from that. But I know what she's talking about. 1 in 3 women, you get out just with the clothes on your back or the kids, and you don't have any money, or even if you had money when you went into the relationship, you may not have it when you get out, because an abuser's thing is to strip you of everything so that you're totally under their control. Whatever you do, even the most high-powered women and men, abuse is not limited to women. Some men are abused as well. So the whole thing is about the abuser is the controller. And they're the ones that bully you and, talk down to you and hit you and, put you into a corner so you question your self-worth, so you don't even think that you could leave. But once you get the courage up and, I'm not going to take this mess anymore. My mama didn't raise me like that type of thing. Even if you don't really say it out loud, you believe it inside, and you get out of there. What do you do now? You got to start a whole new life over, because this has been your life for the last 2, 3, 10, 20, 30 years. So the A Walk in Her Shoes Academy is really about teaching these women that are coming out of this abusive cycle how to market themselves, how to start a business, how to make money. It's totally awesome. So you can get that also if you're not on my list and you're just in time because it hasn't started yet. She's got over 60. Her name is Marissa Stone of the Biz Systems Lounge. She's got over 60 women involved in this. This is a lot of information. I'm on the track, the Bank Up track, and I'm talking about how to convert your marketing into money, which is my favorite topic of all. So I want you to go ahead and get in on that because it's not only are you going to learn something awesome from all of the women who are there. You got Facebook experts, you got chatbot experts, they got, just everything, all women of all shapes, sizes, colors, whatever, because domestic violence affects everyone. So the good thing about that is I get to collaborate with her in this summit because we're all in this group together. She created this Facebook group, and we get to meet these people. And one or two of the women, I've been wanting to get to know them anyway. So now I'm in a place where I can, hey, you're in the summit? Oh, child, let's get to know each other. I actually had a podcast appearance that I did just the other day. It's going to come out at the end of October, off one of the people that's in there. And we met by chance on something else, and then I was like, oh, she's in there. Da-da-da. So that was cool. So that's what collaborations can do for you. So we've talked about so far what is the project, being very clear on what the project is, so you know what you need when you go out and seek collaborators. The second thing is what will be required of each person with their skill sets or all that. And then, of course, what skill sets are needed from each person so that you can be clear on who needs to do what, where, and when. All right, number 4. What is the time frame for completion? So let's go back to our 2 examples. Number 1, the roundup post. So you got to give people a time frame. So for a roundup post, you may say, okay, this post is going to come out in 10 days. So I need your replies by this date because you got to have time to put the thing together and create the post, upload it, get all the graphics for it, and then boom, send it to them, right? So maybe it's an event. How long do you need to plan for an event? You may need 6 months, depending on how big it is. You may need only 6 weeks. I wouldn't go lower than 6 weeks because usually if it's less time than that for preparation and all that and marketing and advertising, people will still, I don't care what you do, they're still going to sign up or purchase or whatever last minute because sometimes things just happen like that. Last minute, I don't even know what I'm doing from, next week to this, or I'm trying to work this thing out or trying to see if I'm going to do that. I'm like, which one should I do? So they're going to, sometimes the bulk of the people are going to wait till the end. But some people know immediately when you put something out, I want to do this right now. So the time frame is very, very important because you may want to work with somebody, but the timing is off. They're not available when you want to do it. You're not available when they want to do it. So you got to know all that stuff up front and be ready to present them with a complete package of where, when, who, how, and what type of thing, so that they can easily say yes or no or maybe next time or something like that. So for the last round of blog posts that I did, I had 35 people that actually said yes and contributed to it. But I had a list of, I want to say like 75, because I was trying to get a list of 100. I had a list of like 75, and probably about 50 replied back and said yes, 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 but it only wound up being 35. So it's a numbers game, how that whole thing works. Okay, and the last one, most importantly, where do you look or how do you find these people to collaborate with? Well, like I said, the one summit that's going on this week, the Become a Client Magnet Summit, I found her. She was referred to me. I was referred to her. The other summit that's coming up next week, the Business Systems Virtual Summit by Marissa Stone, I was in a Facebook group with her. I reached out to her. We became Facebook friends, and then we started chatting and saw all this wonderful awesomeness that we had in common. So I made the first move. And then for the podcast that I just did, I think she was in a group and she said something. I commented on it, and then I looked at her profile and I saw what she was doing. Oh, I saw that she had a podcast, and I connected with her, and then she liked what I said, and then boom. So, number one, use social media. Look within your network on social media and see who the people are that you'd like to potentially get to know better, more, find out more about, see if you can collaborate with. Now, if you're in Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, you've been in some Twitter chats, or just look at your followers and look at the people. Look at the people both who you follow and who follow you on all these platforms, on Pinterest, on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, whatever it is that you're on. Look and see, are these people viable future collaborators who you would like to collaborate with, and go through all these points like, what do you want to do? What do you think? Just look at them and investigate them. I'm telling you. Since they're on social media, they're going to be pretty easy to investigate because you can look at their about pages. And then I love to look at about pages. That's why I always tell people, fill out your profiles on social media because people are searching for you and trying to see what you're about. So they go to the about page, and if your about page has nothing, how can they find out anything about you? You may be missing out. I know, not maybe. You are missing out on opportunities if you don't have your profiles filled out. So fill out your about page, put your pictures up there, and put the other pertinent information for people to connect with you. So look at their about pages, go to their website, see what they're up to, and see what kind of synergies you think y'all might have in common, and then reach out to them. The other thing is look at people you know and ask them, like, who do you know who does this, or who do you know who would be good for that? Referrals are always great because they're almost guaranteeing you a yes, if y'all can work things out. And then one other way to look for collaborators is to go to Harrow, help a reporter out. Harrow, helpareporterout.com. So you can put in a query saying you're looking for collaborators for whatever. I would save that for some big stuff. Like you're looking for a collaborator on maybe an anthology book project, or maybe an event, or even guests for your radio show. And then there are other places. There's podcastguestlist.com. There's this guy named Andrew who does podcast lists. And then there's another lady who does a weekly rocket. So I kind of get all of those and try to see who's out there and what. And the other thing is look in your feeds, your feeds on social media, because you may and in your emails that you get in from other people, like you sign up on other summits. I know y'all got them. You got all these things. You wanted these free gifts. Ooh, which reminds me, there's a gift giving thing going on right now that I got to click on and see what's going on with Kim. Can't think of her last name. Why is it escaping me? With Ready to Go Marketing, they do this big ultimate giveaway every single year for the last 10 years, and I think I've followed them for about probably 5 or 6 years, and they give the best gifts ever. It's all free. So love that. So look at your referrals. Look at your circle, who's in your circle, real people you actually connect with and talk to, plus social media people, plus your social media followers and who follow you, plus Harold. Check that out. Help a Reporter Out. I think it's helpareporter.com, not out, but the Harold stands for Help a Reporter Out, but it's helpareporter.com or .net. Just put in Harold. Put in Harold or Help a Reporter, and it'll come up. And there's also some, like, copycats of that are doing pretty well too. There's another one I'm a part of. I think it's Pitch Media or something like that. So, there are plenty of ways to find people. And just Google. Don't ever leave out just Googling. You can always Google. Look for your topic or your subject. You can put in roundup and then plus, the plus sign, and then your topic. So roundup, the plus sign, and then your topic, whatever it is your keyword is, and it'll bring up all the roundups that have happened. Maybe people are searching for roundups, and it's just telling you that it needs to have those two words, and that plus sign tells you that when you're searching, you have to have those words in. You can also put in roundup, and I'm just using roundup. You can use it for anything. You can use events speaking, stuff like that. So let's say roundup plus, and then parentheses. In parentheses, you put in dash title. So it's telling you you're going to look for the word roundup in the title. I know that's kind of like I'm telling you, but I'm not showing you. And you can always Google, how do I find speaking gigs? How do I collaborate with people? And the articles that will come back will tell you too. But I'm telling you, these 5 things you need to follow. Number 1, what is your project? Be very clear on what it is, what you're looking for, who you're looking for. Like, for instance, I did the Online Business Success Summit in 2017, and I only wanted women guests. And it was so awesome that how it turned up. I had all these women guests on this Online Business Success Summit. There was 15 of them because I only like to do summits with 15 people. I am not doing, my hat is off to Marisa for doing those 60 people. I'm like, no way in the world. The first summit I ever did was 30 people. That almost killed me. I'm like, no, not doing that at all. Just no, not doing that. So 15 is my sweet spot. Love that. I figured out how to do it. I have my formula for it, so it works. So just a note for you to think about that. What is the project? Number 2, what will be required of each person, what you got to put in. Number 3, what skill sets are needed from you and or your partners, because sometimes it's all on you and you're just asking people, and sometimes it's for both of you. Number 4, what is the time frame for completion or for the project to work? And then number 5, where you're going to find these people. I just give you a plethora of places you can look, just about everywhere. You can just be walking down the street and looking for a collaboration partner. You could go into a store. Oh, you would be awesome. Because if you have a physical brick and mortar store, or you have products to sell, you could collaborate with someone. Let's say, for instance, you own you sell jewelry products, and there's a store down there that, let's say, a beauty person who does hair, a hair salon. I'm just thinking this up right off the top of my head. I've seen these collaborations before. And you say, hey, why don't we do an event? I have jewelry, you do people's hair, and I could do like a presentation here. Because the fitness centers do that all the time. When I worked for LA Fitness as the fitness director, we had to go out to the businesses and we had to set up our little booth and stuff, and we'd go to hair salons, barbershops, places that had a lot of like foot traffic, and where you can have people just kind of come in and we talk to them about fitness, or we put on this clinic about working out and stuff. So those are good collaborations, because people are always looking to work out, and you got to, especially in a hair salon or a barbershop or something, they're sitting there for a set amount of time, so they're just looking, so they're like, oh, let me go over here and talk to you. So think about that. Where can you set a booth up in a local company, place, brick and mortar shop? Or if you're a brick and mortar, go look for someone, go reach out to someone. I know several hair salon people who bring in nail shop people. Y'all collaborate together. Again, these points will work for you. You just got to make sure that you know what you want, you know who you're looking for, you know what you want from the people, and you have all those particulars set in stone. Do y'all need an agreement? Now, for something like a roundup post, no, you don't need an agreement for that. You just tell them, hey, like I said, I had 75 people I reached out for, 50 replied yes, but only 35 came through. So you don't need an agreement for that. But if you're doing an event, yes, you definitely need an agreement. You need an agreement, because something, especially if it's involved money. Now, if it's a free thing, I don't know if I would bother with that. But if it's a free thing that leads to money, you definitely need an agreement, because you need to know, I'm doing this, you're doing that, we're doing this together, and this is how everything's going to work out. Got me? I hope that makes sense, and I hope that this has helped you, because that's all I have for today. You're listening to the Unmarket Your Business podcast. Join me again next week. Let's see, what am I talking about next week? I already have it lined up. I told you I was on a scheduling thing. So next week we're going to be talking about creating passive income with membership programs. So you don't want to miss out on that, because I've created membership programs for years. Love it, love it, love it. It's always so good if you when you wake up in the morning, bling, you got money because people are paying you every month automatically. You ain't got to chase them down or anything. That money's just coming in, and it feels so doggone good. That way you can plan things, right? You got regular money you can plan. So join me next Thursday for creating passive income with membership programs. Is that what I'm let me make sure that that's what I'm talking about. Yes, that is. I got it all written down, but I have the dates. So that's all I have for today. Have a wonderful, awesome time for the rest of the week. Guess what? I'm going to be in Philadelphia tomorrow because this is, what is this? Let me see, not tomorrow. Next week. I'm going to be in Philadelphia with my client, Apostle Dr. Lugenia Trailblazer Rucker. That is a name, right? She just recently was inducted into as a honorary doctor and received her honorary doctorate degree. So next week I will be in Philadelphia. I'm so happy, but the podcast will go on a schedule because it will already be recorded. So you can say that's good. And then I think that's it. So thanks, everyone. If you want more information about the event in Philly, if, for instance, you're in Philly or around Philly and you want to join me there at the All-White Diamond Weekend Experience, it's going to be awesome and fantastic. Guess what you need to do? Sign up for my mail list because I am going to be putting out some information about that. And you can get that by going to csicorporation.com/7strategies. And one more thing. If you are saying to yourself, Carol, this is so totally awesome about this collaboration thing. I hadn't really thought about it. How do I get going? I like the points, but I need some more information. So, tell you what. Schedule an online WOW assessment with me, and we can talk about it. I can give you my pointers, and you can pick my brain. That'll be good. It's a complimentary session. It takes about 45 minutes or so, and then we can look at what's the best collaboration for you to do, and figure out why you're not getting clients and what you can do to stop that. So to schedule your assessment, go to csicorporation.com/online WOW. csicorporation.com/online WOW. I look forward to speaking with you. And that's it for now. See you next time. Bye. Thanks for listening. We truly appreciate it. For information about guests, products, or services that were mentioned in this episode, log on to our website at www.csicorporation.com/unmarketing. To learn more, get a glimpse of our upcoming schedule, and join the unmarketing nation of entrepreneurs who are using marketing techniques that work right now. Until next time, keep moving forward.